Think of putting a fucking... What if we put a giant fucking hat on this car? What would happen? And that's...
It'd be freaking cool.
Yeah, dude, we'd have a hat car.
Right, okay, there you go.
I want to know if he's using, like, you know, what kind of glue he's using, if the glue wears off after a few days, or if he's actually just a monster, like, rubber cementing
What
hats.
if they were stapled?
Oh my goodness. Well, yeah, stapled hats to pigeons is a completely different thing. Like a nail gun, just
stapling hats and then chopping the wings off.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's fucking weird. By the way, who's grabbing these pigeons? It's just weird.
Well, yeah, probably homeless people are doing it.
Well, how do you even grab one long enough to put a hat on it?
Blow darts.
You feed it.
Oh, and like get them to trust you?
Yeah.
Like Stockholm syndrome?
Yeah, he actually falls in love with the guy and loves the hat.
Starts following him around. Like, no, you're be free.
Get out of here. Go home.
It would be cool though if like birds would wear hats on by their choice, and then that would just be cool to see, like animals if they cared about style and stuff like that.
Dude, if I saw a squirrel in a scarf, I would crap my pants.
A scarf.
A scarf.
I mean, it's funny because we chop up animals to wear them, so for our fashion purposes. So what if they were wearing human stuff, like a leather jacket, but it's like Jeremiah's body.
You see a little chipmunk with my nose. Like, what's going on with that thing?
As just uses it as a hat, a sail on a boat.
Yeah, as a shark fin. So it's a fish that's always wanted to be a shark. It just glues my nose to its body.
Oh man.
Oh dude. Joel, do you say amphitheater or do you say amphitheater?
I've always said amphitheater, I think.
Polaris Amphitheater.
The Universal Amphitheater.
I've never heard of yours amphitheater.
I've never heard anybody call it an amphitheater before.
It's an amplified.
I've never heard anyone call it an amphitheater. You're really saying it phonetically there.
It's an amplified place to go watch music. I always thought that's why.
Exactly.
Say it like Dennis.
I thought it was a theater where they showed frogs.
The only person that says amphitheater is Dennis Quaid. He's like, amphitheater. Hey, let's go to the amphitheater.
Dennis Quaid. Where did that reference come from?
I always talk like Dennis Quaid at home, and it's always just kind of a little gayer.
What about Randy Quaid? You got
Wait,
Randy
that's
Quaid?
Randy Quaid. Dennis Quaid.
No, Dennis Quaid does it too.
Does he?
Yeah.
Wait, why do you have all the Quaid's impressions down?
I don't know, but he was at the Comedy Store recently, and I wanted to show him my impersonation, but I chickened out.
Thank God.
That would have been so awkward. Hi, hey, Mr. Quaid, could I do my impression of you?
I was so proud of myself because I was in the bathroom with Kevin Nealon the other day, and I was like, "Don't say anything. Don't say anything."
You were proud because you
I didn't say anything because I was like, I don't know. I don't end up in rooms with Kevin Nealon that often. I wasn't gonna be like a douche, but I was gonna be like, "Hey, man, you're great."
Were you peeing next to him, or what was going on?
No, I had just finished. I was washing my hands when he walked in, but anyway, it's always I never regret not saying anything unless I'm like dying, unless I'm like a huge fan, and then I'll just shake their hand or something. I'm still a fan of a lot of people, though.
Have you ever regretted not asking for a picture with a bigger person, and then you have never had that opportunity again?
When I was a kid, maybe, but now I don't know. Now I'd rather just like meet the person, I guess. I don't know. I have to think about why I want that photo. Do I want it because I want to put it on Instagram and like show everybody that I met this person,
or do you want it for your
or
personal?
for myself? Yeah, I don't need it really for myself. I think the handshake and stuff is better.
I used to like to do the photos until I moved to LA, and then you see it and you're just like, oh, that's so embarrassing. Like I'm not gonna call this person out, but he would be like, hey, can I get a picture? You know, like.
Yeah. All right, moving on.
You're not gonna call. His name's Dennis Quaid.
That was a impression.
Oh,
Whoa.
Janice!
Come on.
Janice,
Edit that out.
good grief.
Okay.
The whole point of
That's
that
why he's in
was us moving on was to not say the name.
Sorry.
Wow. I feel like I'm pretty respectful if I do it, but I also watch other people do it and I'm like, oh my god, get away. Like, it's so cringy. Like,
Well,
if they're nervous,
I think
I get
also with the culture being a little bit different, like earlier on when you would ask for pictures back in the day.
Yeah.
If you had like a wind up on you or something
Yeah.
and you happen to ask for a picture, then that's a really hard picture to get.
Yeah,
but with
for
cell
sure.
phones, everybody has a camera in their pocket, so that way it doesn't make it quite as special
You
anymore.
can hashtag any celebrity and there's probably like thousands of photos, you
for
know.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's almost cooler not to ask for it. I think they'll probably sit and talk with you or something if you don't.
I had one opportunity to ask Robin Williams for a picture and I didn't, and
Oh,
I'm
man.
glad I didn't, because
Yeah.
I had just like a small moment with him right after he had done some improv at IO West
Cool.
when that was still open, when that
Yeah,
theater was
yeah,
still
yeah.
open. That's pretty cool.
Man.
The only one I did ever ask for a picture with.
Really?
The only one basically really ever. Kanye West as well, actually.
You have a picture with Kanye?
Yeah.
Oh, you got a
Yeah.
throwback Thursday that.
I asked for it for both me and Jamie Vernon. High pressure situation. Almost chickened
Oh, I
out
saw
at the
that. I
last
think you
second.
shared that a while ago.
Yeah.
UFC or something?
Yep.
Remember that?
Whoa. Was he cool or how did he react?
The coolest. Spoiler alert. The coolest. Nothing but gracious, cool, smiles.
Yeah.
Awesome. I gave him a quick, cool compliment and he handled it well. Who would have guessed?
Probably not many people.
That's an interesting thing too when people meet a celebrity and maybe they're having a shitty day and people think they're an asshole just because whatever, you know.
It isn't like if they're stopping somebody from eating or something,
Yeah.
that is kind of an inconvenience.
People that think Kanye's an asshole are people that literally just watch TMZ and don't listen to his music.
Yeah.
What do you think about the church stuff that he's doing right now?
He's a genius. He's tapping into the largest and most untapped into audience that there is, and he's sucking them into his world. These are people that spend money. These are the people that buy country records. You know what I mean? It's a huge untapped audience for not only a hip hop artist, but really African Americans overall. So it's like they're all like, hey, this is our new friend. He's one of us now. You know what I mean? And then when he does the inevitable flip and fucking goes back to hardcore hip hop, he's going to have, you know, an extra, what? I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 5 million people
Jesus.
along with him.
Do you I mean, I know that you think that's a good idea from a business standpoint, but do you think if he's doing it do you think it's coming from a genuine place though, and it's not like, because some people are thinking that it's like slimy the way that he's going.
No, I think he's
Ugh.
oh, you're talking to
a vape cloud.
he was talking about like, you know, being bipolar and stuff like that, and I think that like he's looking for stuff to kind of free his mind and sort of like live a more peaceful life. I don't think it's disingenuous.
No, it's both. He's a genius. He's a fucking genius, and you can make great church music. You can, what's the word? Choir music. You know, powerful. It still sounds like him.
Yeah,
He's
he did
talked about
Jesus
this
Walks.
stuff. Yeah, exactly. Almost every other song on a lot of his albums are religious songs. So it's always been there. These are the people that don't listen to Kanye, that don't know Kanye. It's like, oh, he's doing religious stuff now.
Is that the old Kanye?
Anyway, yep. So it works both. And then the album's a tricky one because it's interesting. I didn't like it when I first listened to it, and I've had this conversation with a few Kanye fans, and it's a real grower on you. All of a sudden, you listen to the couple songs that are great off the album again and again, and then your algorithm shows you the other songs again, and it grows on you tremendously. But that always happens with Kanye's music because he is he's at the cusp of evolution. He's not looking at what's going to be a hit now. He's looking at what's going to be a hit a month or 2 or 3 or 4 from now, how to influence other rappers. Fun fact, Kanye West's birthday, June 8th, same birthday as me, same release date as Ghostbusters. Do the math.
I've never seen the both of you in the same room at the same time. I was gonna say that, but then you had a picture with him. All right, never mind. Back to you in the studio, Jerry.
Hello. It's kind of cool that we are in Ohio right now. We're driving on. You said we're on the 71. 71 North, which Tony said is infamous for cops pulling people over, and there's one right there pulling somebody over.
It's a police state for sure.
There's our 5th one right there. If we get pulled over, you keep everything rolling.
Oh, absolutely. I'll keep it rolling if we get pulled over.
What's that show
Just
you
do
watch?
one of these.
Fred?
Beep.
Who farted?
Oh my goodness. No, I think it's just one of those.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, it was very subtle.
Whoa. What is that?
it's outside. I think it's the smell of cops.
Hey.
Hey. Some Ohio bacon.
Actually, yeah. Ohio bacon is poop.
Ohio bacon is poop with Redban.
Chemicals, kind of.
Well, yeah. Chemical Brothers.
But I like so far we've been driving just a little bit, and Tony and Brian have been kind of reminiscing about like, oh, this.
Another one up there? Is that number 7?
I think that's probably another cop up there. Yeah, they're pulling over people like crazy today.
Jeez.
Yeah. See how good my eyes are.
And what's crazy is when you move to Los Angeles, it's the exact opposite. Like you don't worry about police at all, and I found that so refreshing after 30 years of living in this state.
Wow.
But it did make me like the best driver, the best like drunk driver, the best like everything, just because of having to constantly be in a scare of police.
Can we go buy fireworks?
So, fun fact about that's Phantom Fireworks, and that is a Youngstown, Ohio company that is the largest fireworks producer. That's the one that I said from way back.
Your eyes saw this cop?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You do have pilot vision.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Yes. Very good. Little something for the trolls. Another gift from Jeremiah to you.
Jeez.
That's a compliment.
Here we go. So Phantom Fireworks out of Youngstown, started by Bruce Zolden, I think 40, 50 years ago. He was a kid that just liked fireworks and started selling them out of the trunk of his car.
That's awesome.
And it is the largest fireworks producer in America.
Wow.
So it's a ridiculously huge company. He's so rich now. I once bartended a private gig at his place, and he has a lake in his backyard that is made of spring water. It's spring water, and there's a giant fountain in the middle, like
Oh
a
my
massive,
God.
huge fountain that sprays way up, and it filters the water continuously. So he has a
Wow.
lake of spring water that's being continuously filtered the entire time.
Wow.
That's how rich he is. Super rich.
Did he have
buys all this cheap Chinese stuff and makes fireworks
No
out of
offense, Janice.
Yeah.
Did he have a fireworks show at the party? I know it might be a dumb question,
No.
but if it's okay, I
it.
don't
No,
know.
he didn't.
Be like a flex on everybody over the spring
No,
water
he
lake.
was actually doing one of those big political fundraisers, because that's Youngstown shit too, to get politicians on your side so that they don't make laws basically
Oh,
against
wow.
fireworks. And it was for Nancy Pelosi, who was, if you're wondering, shady as fuck the entire time. You get to see a lot of weird, interesting, revealing shit of these politicians when you're doing gigs like that. You know, like, oh God, I hate this person, get this person away from me. I'm gonna tell them this so that they think that. Real creepy shit. Especially the Democrats, because they pretend like they're good people when they're some of the dirtiest players in the game usually.
Did you get pulled over by a lot of cops when you actually lived in Ohio, Brian, or was it one of those things where you just saw them constantly and feared them? Because like that's how it is in Kansas. I don't think quite as bad as this, but like I didn't get pulled over many times. The only time I've ever gotten a ticket was for I had an expired tag. I've never had like a speeding ticket.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've been pulled over. Mostly it's just for DUIs. I've been pulled over, I think, 7 times. And I think once I got pulled over for like a license plate thing or like the light on, like a tail light.
Yeah.
But I've never had any speeding tickets and I've never had any tickets, but I've been pulled over. You know, the 7 DUIs, I actually had to do the DUI thing 7 times.
Whoa.
You had to do the test?
And all the times I was wasted. One time I was shrooming.
And you didn't get a DUI?
No, and I don't know if I was just really good at that test.
Did you
balancing
blow?
test?
Did you?
No, I never blew.
Oh.
But I always did like the balancing on one foot type shit. But my uncle was the sheriff, so I don't know if like in the
Sheriff Redban.
So I don't know if like in the system like it was like, oh, this is a Ray's kid nephew
wow.
or something like that.
I mean,
Very possible.
Yeah.
Be very possible if they never made you blow and they're like, I guess he's
Yeah.
fine.
I just
like,
love a place where they're pulling white people over
I
constantly.
mean
you
that
know?
test is pretty easy though. You know, unless you're
you
like,
have to be fall over
yeah,
drunk.
I've never really been Fallout, you know, like that.
I've never been
like
Fallout Boy drunk.
Remember that woman in Sacramento? We had her do it on stage. Didn't we have her do like some sort of
she
DUI
was
test?
wasted.
She was off her rocker, man.
Chick was on pills.
That's
another thing
that
to
and white wine or some shit.
Another thing to remember about all these cops on the freeway is that they are giving tickets. They famously don't not give tickets.
Yeah.
They 100% of the time, if you get caught speeding, they give you a ticket. It's not like anywhere else where it's like, well, you know, keep it safe, kids. It's
I grew up also.
I'll be right back, and they give you a ticket, you
Yeah.
sign it, and then they're gone.
I grew up. My dad always gave me like the newest technology and radar detectors. He was really addicted to those things.
My
so-
dad had those too.
Yeah.
He loved those.
Yeah, my dad liked them too. Yeah.
Here's a fun fact: the Tesla has so many radars and like stuff coming out of its car that it can't be detected with a cop's radar gun because
Whoa.
it pretty much just makes errors.
It
because
jams the
it
radar
jams
like
it.
Spaceballs.
It repels it. Yeah.
We've been jammed.
I think the worst thing that
Another fucking classic
one
movie.
of the best.
I mean, just a
Oh, yeah.
slammer. We were talking about Happy Gilmore earlier. There's really only like, I don't know. Oh shit, he's tracking me.
20?
He's behind me. He's got me. He's gonna get us.
are you think so?
No fucking way.
You might want to take that camera down from there though.
Yeah, you might want
Just put it in your lap or
Put
something.
it in my lap
to. Yeah, you do it now.
now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wow, dude.
Okay.
I get terrified around cops, man. I don't know.
Yeah, he's tracking.
You think so?
Yep. Here we go.
Oh
Yep, we're being pulled over right now.
wow, this is no joke, dude.
Okay.
Keep the recordings.
It's probably because we're just roadcasting. They're like trying to figure out.
You got you for speeding or just like what the?
Not sure.
Holy shit. What?
It's so just as we're talking about it, it's like.
Oh no, that's
You're still recording, right?
Yep.
How's it going, guys? What's license on you?
I actually have a passport and a photo of my current license. I just lost it a couple days ago.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm from California.
California license.
Hand that to him.
Pass him that license number there. Okay, here's I got your stop. Okay, check your speed over 80. All right, it's going a little quick. All right.
Okay.
Do you have insurance on you?
Not on. Well, I have the rental insurance as of right now.
Yeah.
But I also have my own insurance.
Gotcha. Okay. Were you aware of the speed limit 70?
I didn't really know. I thought it was 75 for some reason.
Gotcha.
It's the
Okay.
old Cali stuff.
That's
So
good. You have the rental agreement on you?
I think it might be in there. I'm not sure how they do it exactly, if it's on there or not. I didn't double check.
So what's your name?
I'm Anthony Hinchcliffe.
You come back with me. I'll run your license here real quick, okay?
You want me to come with you?
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
Thank you, sir.
Oh my goodness, this is
shit,
insane.
dude. This is crazy.
So what's funny is that we talked about this the whole time and it actually happened.
I had a feeling we make it happen by talking about
But
it.
this is the kind of like every time you would be on the highway driving in Ohio, this is the kind of stuff that happened all the time.
That is crazy.
What's
yeah,
going on
I would
with Tony?
always never speed, you know?
Yeah.
But
Well, we hear a lot about LAPD. I mean,
Why
I
is-
guess
why
LAPD
is-
is violent.
Why
but
is
like,
Tony
What?
inside the cop car right now?
I think they do that now, like to just
Keep
like
you
while they're,
safe.
like while they're interviewing him and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Oh man,
Yeah,
I wish
this
we could get
is
a
kind of
photo.
bizarre. Not really sure what's happening right now.
Would you say that he's for sure getting ticketed then?
Well,
No, he'll probably be let go.
this is definitely for sure the first time that this has happened on a roadcast. We've definitely joked about it for a long time, but he's coming back. Here we go.
How's it going, guys?
Good.
You got your ID on you?
Yep.
Where you guys heading to?
Headed to Youngstown, actually.
Youngstown. Okay.
Yeah, that's where
Are you guys all from
Tony's
LA?
from.
Yeah.
visiting from LA.
A little colder there, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, way
It was
colder.
worse 2 days ago, though.
Yeah, it's actually bearable today.
Yeah. Me and him, though, we're both from Ohio. We're
Okay,
Columbus,
gotcha. How long you been in LA?
15 years.
15 years. Huh? What took you guys out there? Better
we're
weather?
Comedians. Joe Rogan hired me, so I moved out there. And
Joe Rogan hired
Yeah,
you? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. You guys got your IDs on you? Thank you. How long you guys staying here?
we got shows in Pittsburgh Saturday and then Cleveland Sunday.
Okay. You guys are all comedians?
Well, she's just my girlfriend.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha.
table.
All right. When you guys heading back to California?
Monday morning.
You guys driving back there too?
No, flying.
You guys are flying back.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Any weapons, anything like that in the vehicle?
No.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
All right, guys, sit tight here. I'm gonna run his license to make sure he's valid. Make sure you guys don't have any warrants or anything like that.
Okay.
Cool. Have a good one.
Thank you.
This is where they find out I'm an illegal immigrant. Jeez.
Pretty crazy.
I mean,
At least he's cool.
yeah. Yeah.
They're always
He's nice. I
They're
mean,
always
yeah.
usually really cool. It's how you act.
Yeah, for
You know,
sure.
like if you start giving them attitude right away, then they're going to,
yeah.
you know, they're going to be like, oh yeah, you want to play a game? Or,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, we're gonna win
Yeah.
every time. It's so crazy. It's funny seeing Tony in the passenger seat. So that's a crazy testament to how big Rogan is. The way his face changed when he
Yeah.
said Rogan. He's like, oh, Rogan? It's pretty nuts.
Tony's still in the squad car right now. I think they're running his info. It's probably because it's cold out as well.
we're going to find out that Janice has 5 warrants for arrest for like murder. And stuff.
Did they take Janice's idea
Only
too?
one.
What?
They take Janice's idea?
I think so.
ID too?
Yeah.
Oh,
Guys, Tony's blowing the cop right now.
You're so dumb, Joe.
I'm just kidding. The cop's blowing Tony. I'm just kidding.
Oh
All
boy.
right.
Yeah, this is we've done a bunch of these roadcasts, and yeah, and Redban is
It's
taking
taking us-
selfies.
These are the times. He
Man.
comes to beat the shit out of Redban right now with a baton. Like,
Is it weird if I put this back on the dash?
I wouldn't.
I would wait.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
That's like
Probably wait.
I think that's like illegal.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I just have it in my lap right now.
Oh, I'm feeling like some. You ever feel queasy when you drink Earl
Too
Grey?
much coffee or too much caffeine.
Yeah, I think something about the way that the caffeine gets distributed through tea because it's like a thinner substance. Somehow, it makes me a little like Queasy. You still filming? You're just filming this
No,
guy?
I'm filming all of this.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it's
Yeah.
I mean, when is this ever gonna happen? This is insane.
It might happen again in 10 minutes,
It
actually.
happens
Yeah.
10 minutes later.
That would be nuts.
That'd be the worst.
Well, they probably will flag the
Well,
plates.
there's a
and-
chance also. I mean, we'll see. I mean, obviously, if we get a ticket, I don't know if Tony's going to want to continue the
Oh, yeah.
roadcast because it put a little bit of a damper on what's going on. So we'll kind of, I want to be respectful of,
Yeah, for
of
sure.
that because this is a kind of sucky situation. But
Man.
we'll see. We will see. Indeed.
Did he say we're having spaghetti for lunch?
having his mom's spaghetti for lunch?
Oh,
I'm really
I'm so
excited about
Well, I
that.
don't know
excited.
now. So remember when we were like, we have to make it a certain time or something like that?
Yeah, it depends how long.
It all
this
depends.
takes.
I mean, this could take a while, or this could be quick. I mean, I'm not really.
This guy seems pretty efficient. I never got to try Tony's mom's sauce. I know it's famous.
It's really good. It's really good.
I was vegetarian the last time, and I remember her giving me shit about it. She's like, "You never tried my sauce?" I was like, "No, I'm vegetarian." And then she like did one of those like fake like she was gonna smack me things. And but now I can.
Yeah.
I know she freezes it and sends like
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sends it over.
Yeah, she'll ship it to Tony. It's so cool. That's what my buddy
Wow.
does. His mom will send him Lou Malnati's deep dish pizza for his birthday because he's from Chicago. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Also, our buddy Dustin from Pittsburgh was saying that they'll ship frozen ones from that place in Pittsburgh for Steelers games. What were those places that we went to out there? The pizza spots. Do you remember?
Wish we could rope that up your window,
Oh,
but we better not. We don't want to be reaching for, for anything.
yeah. Don't. Everybody, put your hands where my eyes can see. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
I'm looking up that pizza spot in Pittsburgh.
So Brian, did you get a good selfie back there?
Not really.
Black people are gonna watch this and be like, "He took a selfie with the cop car. What the
I
fuck?"
know. And I'm probably the most scared. I'm like, dude, it's, I
As you
have.
should be.
I have like
They're like, all of you can go except Joel Jimenez.
You know what? I'm not even kidding. That's a thought in my head right now. You start thinking like, do I have anything? You know, is there any? Will they find something?
You still have
Yeah.
glitter on your face, and you're like,
oh, great.
"You're
It's like-
queer, dude."
Do I have glitter still? Do I still have glitter?
From last night.
Oh,
From last
fuck,
night.
dude.
Well, anytime
I'm gonna
you're
get fucked.
anytime you're Jolena, I mean, like that makeup has got to be very difficult to get off.
Yeah, it's. I showered and everything, man. I thought, but glitter is,
Eyeliner?
takes forever. Are my eyebrows? Are they still blue?
No, they're not.
Okay, then it's just the glitter. Yeah, I don't.
I didn't like. What was weird is like, I thought that Tony was going like 70.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's what was weird to me is like I thought that he
Oh,
was.
Wait. Oh no, that's his feet. Never mind.
Oh, it says it in the
Oh,
dash.
great.
Yeah. Oh, that may be a good explanation.
What?
Because on the dash it says that 70.
The temperature gauge says 70.
No.
No, that little.
No, it says an
limit
actual
sign
speed
is on
limit.
there.
Like it has like the icon. I don't know if you can see it from your angle, Brian.
Oh yeah, but they caught him going 80
allegedly.
allegedly. Tony's been pulled over a lot though. I think.
Has he, though?
Yeah, because I remember he got pulled over. I don't know, like a year ago. Going somewhere like to a podcast or something.
Oh, it was Minio's, dude. Remember Minio's in Pittsburgh? That place is good. Minio's at Aiello's. We did a pizza tour the last time we were in Pittsburgh.
Oh, guys, they have a helicopter coming in now.
And Tony's flying it. What the? They gave him a job.
Dude, what if Tony came back in a full cop uniform and he goes, all of you get out of the car?
They're podcasting in the other
what,
car right
or
now.
what
actually.
if like this was some huge practical joke he's playing on us?
Oh
you
my
know?
god!
Like
Is this his buddy?
He's going to propose to Janice or something like that. I don't know.
I thought you were
Kill
gonna say
Tony
me.
was an elaborate plan.
Yeah.
An elaborate ruse this entire
I
time.
wish. This is crazy.
I'm getting a little chilly
I'd
now.
be cold.
Yeah.
I have to roll down the window.
Dude,
I guess so.
I've been having hot flashes this whole trip.
Oh, You get
been
new
having hot
tits and now
flashes?
you're having hot flashes.
Dude, Brian, how many people thought that Janice's boobs were real
Oh,
online?
it's hilarious. Joey Diaz just called me yesterday. He was like, "Why would you get those big tits on her little? She has a small frame. She's gonna hurt her back." And then Rogan thought it was a real also. Like he texted me. He was like, "What the fuck, dude?" Like,
Holy shit.
but I think a lot of people thought it was real. Because they look pretty real, and if you
Yeah.
don't know what we're talking about, I
Yeah.
got these fake tits off. I bought them from China.
Wish.
And it's like this thing that you put on like a shirt that has rubber boobs attached to it. And
Well,
it looks
very real.
yeah.
Yeah, you can't tell where it starts and where the other thing
Yeah,
ends.
it's made for I think transgenders. You know,
Is it
so-
really?
Yeah,
Oh, like lady boys?
yeah.
Like in.
Because
Okay.
they make full body
not
ones too.
lady boys.
No, what? Is that a different term?
Maybe like pre-op transgender
Right.
people.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Cross dressers.
Well, so it could be a lady boy then.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, in Thailand.
Well, there
I
you
always
go.
hear that in Thailand.
Yeah.
Or maybe a girl who just wants to,
Bigger boobs.
I forget where we talk about this sometimes, but like, oh wait, here comes Tony.
Okay.
Oh, they still have all of our IDs anyway.
Yeah.
Shut
We're all in
that.
big trouble.
And
Look at this,
little.
the first ever warning from the Ohio State Highway
Oh man!
Oh,
Wow.
my goodness.
Let's pass these out. Janice. Janice's North Korean fucking ID. Oh.
Here we go. You got a warning? How did you do that? Wait, before you drive off, Tony, hold on.
Before I drive
No,
off,
we need to get the fuck outta here.
We
What are
got
you talking
spaghetti
about?
waiting for us, bro.
Drive 80, dude. Drive 80.
How in the world did you get a freaking warning after all of that?
Sweeter than butter, hotter than a dipstick.
I'm gonna say it's because Brian dropped the name
Like,
Rogan,
what-
dude.
What was going on in that car? Because you were in there a freaking while, dude.
Oh, just a good old conversation. Just a couple good old white guys having a talk in a car.
Wow.
What can I say, gentlemen? Every once in a while, you gotta fucking represent. You fucking idiot! You think it's a game? You think it's a fucking game? He's a canine cop too.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
Wow.
man.
Did you get?
I told him how bad it was that I heard that they were putting hats on birds. He's an animal lover.
Did you really?
Oh my goodness!
That was like the first time I've ever seen that where they put you in the front seat.
I
Your
cannot
address is
believe.
probably on there. So.
Freaking, we'll blur it. That's wild.
This
A
is
freaking
unheard of.
unheard of. You literally, we were just talking about how if you get pulled over in the state of Ohio on Highway 71, then you will get a ticket unless you're Tony Hinchcliffe, one of the top young rising comedians
What are
in
you
the
doing
world.
up there?
What? I'm so stoked that Tony got off. That's insane.
Well, I think he wasn't going that much faster than the speed limit,
were
you know,
nice.
and we're all nice. That's more of like one of those stops where they're just finding out if we have any unpaid warrants or anything else they can bust us for. But I never saw that's a new thing where they have you sit in the cop car in the front seat. They do that in Oklahoma a lot. And
Yeah.
I've never seen that actually.
Could be because
been
it's
done
cold.
before.
Could be because it's safer.
Well, I think he's a canine cop. Maybe the dog could smell like if
Oh.
Tony had drugs on him or something. Maybe or
think also like just being on the side of the road's fucking dangerous. Like just standing, you never know what the fuck. Cars could come out of nowhere.
Jeremiah, there's like a rubber mat you can buy for that. Like a tiny.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Like a grippy mat. You could probably get that at Daiso.
Daiso.
Yeah. You never been to Daiso?
I'll have to get.
Oh, you
look
guys would
into
love
that.
it. Have you?
I love that.
It's like a Japanese
I
like
love
99-cent
Daiso.
store. Everything's like $1.11 or something, but they have everything there.
Yeah, it's underneath here.
A lot of things you have to like guess what their purpose is because it's like, all Japanese.
Yeah, there's weird shit like a knife for your fig Newtons.
Big Newtons, huh?
I don't like
Fig Newtons. Man, my heart is racing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, all the black people are like, now you know what
I
it's
mean,
like.
when he went back up there, and once I realized the dog was in there, I'm like, oh boy, you know what I mean? Like, if you guys gave away, I was afraid that he was gonna ask if there's any marijuana in the car when
Oh,
he came
dude.
back up, and I'm like, I hope these guys don't play like nice
no
guy.
fucking
He
way,
did ask
dude.
us like why we're in town, when we're
that's
going
great.
back.
If we have
Our
weapons.
stories, and that's another thing is like our itinerary is so tight that I was hoping he was gonna double check my story with you guys. Like, no, Columbus last night.
Oh, that's cool.
Pittsburgh tomorrow, family today, Cleveland Sunday, back on Monday, show on Monday. I'm like, I hope if he checks that, then we're more laser tight than any doofus that's just on their way to like, oh, I'm going to visit my brother. It's like,
Yeah.
are you?
Yeah. Well,
But we're on a mission here. He's like, well, what made you drive? I'm like, no, we didn't drive. We flew into Columbus and picked up a rental car. And,
Yeah, he asked if we were driving back, and I'm like, we're driving back to California.
right, that's
Fuck
what I
all
said.
that.
I laughed too. And of course, we had some side conversations that I might not want to reveal exactly on this podcast. Maybe a little bit of a political conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wonder what that could be.
We're both like, fuck that Greta bitch, right?
I saw that retweet that you did last night, Brian,
Oh, yeah.
of the points to
Isn't that funny?
to Greta. It's pretty funny. She changed her Twitter bio after Trump like made fun of her or whatever.
Trolled her.
Yeah, she's like trolling him now, which is funny. Wow, that was exhilarating. I can't believe that's a new segment on Jeremiah Wonders Roadcast.
The LAPD ones, just
LA,
gunshots. The
I
next
saw
time we did.
him pull this thing out, and like we were saying earlier, I can see shit. And I saw him pull this out, and I saw at the top traffic safety reminder, and I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. There's no fucking. I was for sure. Like I said, I've never heard of this. Brian, have you ever heard of this?
I've had
From
warning.
a state highway patrolman in Ohio.
I've never been pulled over by state highway patrol, but I've never seen the actual. I didn't know it was an actual form. I have had warnings before, though, but not.
But not from an Ohio State
not from
highway patrolman,
yeah,
right.
right.
I've had warnings from other
Yeah.
cops too. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a common thing, but not on these highways.
Yeah, I mean,
No, it
they're not
doesn't
fucking
happen.
around, dude. You
By
could
the way,
tell.
fun fact: the guy's thing that had this on him, the pamphlet was filled. It was a yellow pad that was looked like it had never been touched.
He broke the cellophane wrapping.
A little something special for you, kid. Merry Christmas.
He's like, I don't even know how these things work, but here you go. Use this as a little badge
Just
for
do a
you and your idiot
tic-tac-toe
friends.
thing on it,
yeah.
Wow.
I think I got. I mean, we'll see what the footage looks like, but I think I got an angle. We'll see. I think I got some decent angles.
You're gonna have to frame that, Tony.
It's pretty cool.
yeah.
It's like
Framed
Madison
out.
Square Garden. All these things framed in this place.
Warning.
This ticket warning on the Ohio 71.
Just delays our spaghetti dinner a bit. That was another thing I was talking with him about. He's like, well, what do you
Dinner or
got
lunch?
today? I'm like, well, I have a podcast with Boom Boom Mancini at 3 p.m. and we were supposed to scarf down as much of my mom's famous spaghetti sauce as we can at 2. So,
Oh yeah.
so we're like, if you can get me the fuck out of here with a warning, that'd be great.
Wow.
Yeah, I think you have a bit of blurring to do. You're gonna have to blur his license plate.
There's gonna be a little bit of editing.
My sock.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it.
Your sock? You want that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Edit my sock.
Why? I think that's okay.
I think
No,
it's
it's
hilarious.
I've
Stained,
never
that's
seen
why.
a Biden sock before.
It's different.
And my little leg hairs.
Man, I can't believe
All of my
They
little
said I'm with
kids.
her.
I just can't believe Tony wears Elizabeth Warren socks. That's crazy.
Bernie.
Yeah, they're made out of Native American skins.
Oh man.
Anyway,
Wow, warning from Ohio State Highway Patrol.
I can't believe it.
Unbelievable. That's like getting a Christmas gift from the actual Santa Claus. Like, he came down your chimney and gave you a gift. It's like, I've heard of this. I know they're supposed to keep the roadways just safe, but
Let's see if we can get a second warning.
Fuck that, dude.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be in the system today.
I want 0 interactions with cops from here on out.
They ran all your guys' shit all the way across
I
the
was saying this is
boards.
where they find out I'm illegal, dude.
They ran my old Ohio license to make sure that I didn't have anything from long ago. They're like, he's like, your Ohio license expired in 2005. I'm like, oh, well,
It says
that
here
makes
you were
sense.
in Canada for a one-nighter.
Oh yeah, we were just talking about that. How you got in Winnipeg? Was that on a Kill Tony? That was on a Kill Tony. Yeah. Man. Whew. We were talking while you were actually in the squad car how excited we are for your mom's spaghetti.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
let me say one more thing is that when I got in the car and realized it was a K9 unit, like you guys didn't know it was a K9 unit.
We had no idea.
Right. When I got in the car, the first thing that happened was the dog's like, and like, but he was already walking up to get your guys' stuff. Like when the door was open, the dog was chill, but once he closed the door and started walking up to you guys, I'm like, good boy, chill out, buddy. Because I had to grab 2 little baggies and put them in my backpack earlier. That was just sitting in my hotel room.
So you think there's a little THC on those fing-fings?
Well, not THC. Those dogs can smell a fucking
Mile away.
yeah.
Yeah. Do
Yeah,
you think
dog-
that it was
Well,
whining
come on.
because it smelled weed on you?
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
100%.
Good boy. Please don't be a snitch, boy.
I'm just grabbing beef jerky out of my pocket. Here you go.
You just have peanut butter all over your fingers when the cop comes
Hey.
back.
I got these questions lined up.
Oh,
Okay.
cool.
So I just opened up the Kill Tony Reddit. We got some questions for the Roadcast. I think this one's pretty interesting. I don't know if you guys it said fanning out. Did you catch the Carlos Mencia interview a few months ago? It's been like 10 years and he still won't admit to doing anything wrong. Now that he is attempting a comeback, what are the chances of getting him on Kill Tony?
Ugh.
What?
Fuck no.
Well, I mean, you know, you can never say never in this world. That's what Vince McMahon always says. And
He admitted to it, by the way,
Yeah.
like a year ago,
Hmm.
and then now he just
And
acts
the-
like he didn't admit it to it.
Oh my goodness. What?
Well, if he ever
That's-
does the show, at least there'll be one real Mexican on stage, you know?
Whoa. Did you guys see, speaking of that, there was a video that I think that maybe he posted that somebody sent me that,
I sent it. I think I showed it to you.
was it the Joe Rogan fan who called him out like during one of his stand-up
Oh,
shows?
no.
It was,
What's that video?
oh, it's pretty cringy.
because what could be interesting is, you know, in a dream world, maybe 5-10 years from now, who knows? The show's happening. It's a wild success. And like maybe, who knows? Maybe Rogan asks to do it with Carlos Mencia.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Something like
I
that. So
doubt
that's
it.
why, like, yeah, of course, I doubt it too. But I'm just saying, like, how
He still
interesting that
steals.
would
That's
be.
the problem.
No, of course we
Yeah.
know this, but I'm saying like that could be a fun exposure type of show. No one else is doing a live stand-up podcast to where that could be that interesting. You know?
Yeah, just anything could happen with our show. It's fun.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that could be fun.
Next question. Let's see. I'm thinking about putting myself out there again. Any advice on how not to fuck up a first date? Do you guys have any funny, awful date stories?
Let me just say, no matter what, if that person's asking that on the Kill Tony Reddit for this show, then that date's gonna go horrible. Just don't go on a date. Get yourself in an online relationship. Meet the person first. Have that person fall in love with you, and then meet the person. Don't meet them on the first date. You're too socially awkward. It's never gonna work for you.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
I was gonna
truth bombs people.
I was gonna say, just don't act. Just act normal.
Yeah.
You know, don't put on a facade.
Don't try too
don't
hard
try
to be
hard.
somebody that you're not,
Yeah.
because that always comes back to bite you. Because what if they start liking that person that you're trying this persona on for?
Yeah.
I would say, first off, shower. Like fucking people don't, dude. You would not believe how many like
The people don't shower before dates.
Especially a lot of like comics, but other people they don't even do the bare minimum of like just shower and like fucking wear your nicest shirt or whatever the fuck. Put a tiny bit of effort. Be nice.
Joel, you're right now. You're kind of the guy who's like the dating guy in the car right now.
Yeah, I'm back in the fucking
Yeah, you're
game.
back in the. You download Tinder at my place.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's on Tinder.
I feel like I'm pretty good at it. Like for like first dates and stuff like that. I think I kind of knock it out of the park because I just I don't know. I want to have fun. I try to be nice. I shower, little spritz of some cologne, not too much. You psychopaths. And fucking, it doesn't have to be expensive, but like, pay for it if you can.
Yeah, don't be a cheap ass in any way.
And don't expect because you're paying for it, you're going to get sex. That's the other weird thing is like dudes will have this punch card where they think like I did all these nice things. Like now they got to fuck you. It's just like a weird way of thinking about it. It'll happen if you guys hit it off and you have a nice time.
I mean, Janice was fake as fuck when we first started dating.
Yeah, she's a real fucking fake piece of shit though.
She doesn't even smoke, but she knew I smoked, so she was chewing nicotine gum to
what a
impress me.
poser.
What? Do you have any comments on that, Janice?
It worked, didn't it?
Whoa!
Wow.
Oh my goodness!
If you feeling like a pimp,
Bro, brush your shoulders off.
Janice a pimp too.
Brush your shoulders off. Get that.
Dirt off your shoulders. That might not mean get Brian off.
Get that. Brown off your shoulder.
So the first question was, I didn't say the name, was from Jay Bano, and then that dating question was married to Metal X.
So I will say, I think I've said this on a podcast at some point, but I'll share a cringy date story because I really only have a few. There's this girl who I went to a movie with. It was made clear at the very beginning of the night that it was a date just by the way we were dressed. She picked me up in her car. We went to this movie. We saw Shaun of the Dead. I liked her.
Wow.
She liked me. Everything seemed like it went great. But I was like too chicken to pull anything at the end of the night. And we're sitting in her car, and I got some, I wear contacts. I got something in my eye, and I started shooting tears out of my eyes.
What?
Yep, because I had something in my eye and I couldn't get it out, and I was just like, oh, I had a great time. I gotta go. And then I went inside like with tears like streaming down my face from me getting something caught in my eye.
Wow.
So there
How
you
old
go.
were you?
Oh, I was probably 18.
Brian,
18.
you were gonna say something?
No, I was just gonna say gay.
I have this isn't really a date, but I think I was like in the
That was
7th.
your violent reaction to the female touch, Jeremiah.
I think I was in the 7th or 8th grade, and we went on a field trip, and I was sitting next to this girl that I kind of liked, and we went to go see a movie at the El Capitan, and the whole movie, like I wanted to like put my hand on hers. And so, like the whole movie, I was waiting, getting up the nerves to do it, and finally, I put my hand on her hand in the middle of a quiet part of the movie. She goes, "What are you doing?"
Oh no!
And I was like, "Oh no! I thought like maybe I thought you had I don't." And it was pretty fucking embarrassing.
Was she a white girl?
No,
Dude,
she wasn't.
Look
She
at
was-
this.
she was
Everybody's getting pulled
Filipino.
over here.
Oh, oversized load. Wow, let's see the
What?
ladies inside of that truck.
Oh, hey, what's going on?
Okay, is that it? Anybody else? Any got some weird date stuff?
That's right.
Hey.
There's a Confederate flag on the front of that truck. Look at that.
On the
Oh shit!
whoa, that's crazy.
They're hauling Mexicans in
front of
cages
that
inside
semi.
of that truck.
It's crazy.
That is pretty crazy. That's still.
You, Janice, any
That's still
weird date
going.
stuff?
No, let's.
Oh yeah,
No.
sorry.
You
We already. I mean, last
How
episode.
about your guys'
of
first
this-
date? What
I
about
like
you? Never
it.
talked about the first time you guys went out to dinner or whatever. Did Brian
They
took
went
you
to
out?
I want
Bubba
to hear
Shrimp.
one of Janice's awkward dates.
I actually don't have any.
We went to
No?
Bubba Gump.
You went on your first
Really?
date?
Did you?
I don't know if that was our first. That was
I
like.
think that was
Mikey McKernan served you guys.
on Universal City Walk.
Oh yeah, I think we were just walking around Universal City Walk, and we wanted shrimp. And we're like, oh, the perfect place.
You mean
I
you
don't know.
wanted shrimp?
Yeah,
right?
I don't know if I wanted shrimp.
I don't
We
remember.
wanted
I don't remember. I remember going there, but I don't know why.
It was just there.
That's cool. I went to a bunch of first dates at Universal City Walk. That's where you'd meet. Before cell phones, you're like, meet by the giant guitar at the Hard Rock at 3:30.
Dude, I used to perform at the John Lovitz Club in Universal
That place sucked.
City Walk, and it was almost all Mexican teenagers when I would go there.
Yeah.
That were like they were hanging out there.
Yeah.
But inside the comedy club, it was like
Super
really
PDA.
random. Super what?
Super PDA.
Oh,
Yeah,
for
just-
sure. Like these. Okay, have you ever seen those teenagers that do the thing where they
I
put
know
their
exactly
arms
what
over
you're gonna
the
say.
front of the girl? Like the girl, like they're spooning them standing up. Like if that makes sense.
Or their hands are on their
Yeah.
hips. Like
Yeah, the
that's
hands are
some
on their
Mexican
hips.
ass shit. Like cholos, they will put the hands on the hips
Yeah.
and walk like that.
Yeah,
Like,
really?
yeah, they walk like that. I don't
Oh
know
my
how.
God.
Left,
Stand
right,
in line
left,
like
right.
that.
Keep your legs going.
That's right.
I'm
They
leaning like a cholo, side to side.
Yeah, fuck. Okay, next question. Let's see. This one is from not so obvious Reddit. Question for the whole cast. On a scale from 0 to DJ Unicorn Snack Pack, how annoying is it to pull big fans of the show that don't shut up with callbacks to previous episodes and addressing cast members like their roommates?
That happens.
Wait, what?
I guess they mean like when we're pulling, fans of the show that maybe aren't prepared. I think that's what they mean is like kind of what we were talking about last night, where like you're pulling people out that aren't really like serious about comedy, or
They just want to talk to us.
they kind of
and
want to
be on the
talk,
show.
or
It's annoying as fuck. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in Ohio last night, Tony, I thought you actually handled that one guy really well in Columbus, where you're like, hey, it's cool that you're a listener to the show and you like the show, but we're gonna move on, like because you didn't prepare anything.
Oh, this question also is the same thing. Seeing how as I just saw you here in Columbus, what do you guys really think of these fucks who put in no effort on stage and eat up time for someone else? Similar.
Similar thing. I think you facilitated it well. Yeah.
Okay.
Or you guys cover it every single time someone comes on like that. Like you tell everyone and they still do
They
it.
still do it. Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, that can be frustrating.
For
from time to
Jeremiah
time.
from Tin Sins, better barbecue, St. Louis or Kansas City?
Kansas City for sure.
No shit, right? What are you
Yeah.
gonna say? The
but,
other
but
one?
here's the thing, though. I've now had the two staples of St. Louis. I had the first time I went there with Tony recently when we did Kill Tony at the St. Louis Helium. We had something called Sugar Fire, which was phenomenal barbecue that we had delivered to the hotel, Tony. And then when I went back, I had the other one, which was called Pappy's. And those are the two places that I heard the most from the locals and the Uber drivers that I had while Tony and I were in town. And I tried the other one with my mom and my sister and brother and his wife and Robbie. And I think I may like the one that we tried better than Pappy's, even though more local people said that they like Pappy's. There's a couple things that they didn't have at Pappy's as a barbecue joint that I was a little surprised. They didn't have pickles, they didn't have mac and cheese, and I just like
How do you
kind of
not have mac and cheese?
that's what was shocking to me, which I was like, that I know, like, if you're just judging barbecue as one thing, I don't know. I have like a different metric system, like for the whole experience.
Yeah.
So I
That's
still
not
like
part of
Kansas
it.
City. The places in Kansas City, I've probably mentioned them before. Kansas City Joe's is my favorite that I always recommend people to. And then Gates is really good, and Arthur Bryant's are like the top ones as well.
There's another place we've been to in St. Louis. I remember the first half of the name. It's like Salt and
Salt Lick? Was that in St. Louis?
it's like salt and sugar, but it's not sugar.
Oh yeah, I
It's
know what
like
you're talking about.
salt and
Salt
something.
and brine.
Salt and stir?
or something like that.
Salt and
to that.
spear.
Salt and something. St. Louis barbecue, salt and.
Maybe do a quick Google.
But that's my favorite place. Sometimes the locals are just a little bit wonky because they were raised on something.
Where was it?
So-
St. Louis.
Yeah,
St. Louis.
BBQ, salt and
and
spoon or
Oh yeah, salt and spin.
salt and smoke.
salt and smoke. Yeah,
Oh.
that'll be
That place is really
that
good
was
too.
great.
unbelievable. Great appetizers. They had everything. Insane mac and cheese. It was like jalapeno fucking crazy mac.
What
and
would you?
cheese.
Because we get pizzas everywhere we go. What's your favorite pizza place? Mine's the one where we took a photo of you, Tony, in front of
In Nebraska?
Was it Nebraska?
That was
Yeah.
Nebraska, dude. That was
Omaha on
I wasn't
June
there.
8th.
Yep.
Which
On
is
your
Kanye
birthday.
West's birthday, the release date of Ghostbusters. And what else is on June 8th? Last day of school, kids.
Do you guys remember the name of that place?
It was on their main street right next to the club. I
Yeah.
don't remember the name of that place, unfortunately.
Damn. I want to go back
We've
there.
had a lot of good pizza over
Last night.
the time. Adriatico is really good. Oh, but here I wanted to get your opinion on this because young Jamie hit me up last night and he had something to say about our pizza choice. He said, don't let Tony sell you on that trash. He said, you're very close to Catfish Biff's.
Oh my God, Jamie,
I didn't like it, to be honest.
Catfish Biff's is literally, it's $2 for a slice of pizza. Like, it's like so thin. It's made of salt. It's just salt. It's salt on bread. Super thin. And I mean, look, there's two different types of pizza. There's thin crust and there's not thin crust. If you have an educated mouth, you like a thicker crust. It's more dependent on the sauce. If you're into fucking sugar and sweets, you like a thin crust because then it's basically just cheese and fucking sauce.
And then he thought you were going to say something like that.
Yep.
So he said that Adriatico's is the Bison of Columbus pizza. Only Tony can see it. he literally.
Oh, and you did the crying emoji.
Remind me to never text Jeremiah anything ever.
Of course I
He
did.
will
Yeah.
pull it up on a fucking roadcast.
Content, dude.
To be fair, when I went to college, Adriatico's was considered like a cheaper pizza, like a Hound Dog's pizza, or
Well, he said at Catfish Biff's you can get an extra large for $12.
Yeah, that was the cheap pizza. Catfish
I don't
Biff's.
remember Catfish Biff's.
Catfish Biff's kept me alive, man. You get 2 slices of pizza and a can of Coke for $4. I'll never forget it.
Wow.
I would eat it 3-4 times a
look what-
week because I could afford it.
Wow, just started
Adriatico's
driving.
fresh Chicago or thick crust. That is, and they do a thin crust too. You know what I mean? But a good deep dish swamps a thin crust any day. I mean, sure, you could eat a whole extra large thin crust, blah 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 blah. But I mean, let's face it, a good Chicago pizza is like a steak compared to a delicious thin crust, which is like, it's like a fucking really good peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
I think a lot of like what somebody thinks is like the best too has a lot to do with like sense memory and
well, that's like
How you were
Donato's.
raised.
Like I think Donato's is one of my favorite pizzas ever. But then
yeah.
Janice was like, "Nah, it's okay."
Yeah.
Then wouldn't we, if you go off of that argument, Joel, then
I'm not saying it's the full blanket. I think there are really delicious
right, but
things
then
out there.
wouldn't all of us like say that Chuck E. Cheese was one of our favorite
Well,
pizzas?
yeah. Well, what they did this test with syrup where they gave people real maple syrup and they gave them the fake one, and everybody picked the fake one. It's because like they
Jemimas or
grew up
whatever?
like eating fake
Yeah,
syrup.
of course.
So yeah, I don't know. I still sometimes get a craving for like Little Caesars.
Ugh.
I don't think it's like
You
great,
should-
but
you
it's
should
like in
die.
my brain.
I
you know?
haven't had it in a long time.
Yeah.
That's right. If
Swamp
anybody didn't
people
know
like
by now that I
Little
was
Caesars.
Mexican,
He looks like a Mexican. The different descriptors
Yeah.
at the top
Little
of the show.
Caesars might be the worst pizza ever made. Like it's literally the same as 7-Eleven pizza.
well,
Did you notice that your anxiety and depression started right after you ate the Little Caesars?
nah, that started in the 4th grade before.
It's pronounced Little Caesars.
Caesar. Hey,
Joel
Little-
likes Little Caesars so much that he puts his hands in its pockets when it's walking with it.
Call back. All right, next question. Here we go. This is from Pointed Toner. I like this one. I think it's kind of fun. If you guys were given a free 60-second commercial slot during the Super Bowl for Kill Tony, what would your ideas be for the commercial?
Whoa. Wow. 60 seconds to advertise Kill Tony in front of millions.
I would say it would probably have to be just like a quick clip, like best of, like leading up to like something insane at the
With
end.
the intro song. Bam,
I think
bam, bam.
it would have to be an explanation of the show, with text explaining that it's about chances and opportunities, and it's about having your chance to live your dream of making as many people laugh as possible.
That's pretty good.
Make it about the people's the opportunity that we're giving any human being that has the ability to sign their name on a piece of paper.
And even if you don't, your nurse/girlfriend can do it for you. I was talking about the guy with ALS. He always refers to her as.
Oh wow, that's a good one, Joel.
Anyway, wow,
That guy's been killing it lately.
that
I like
guy's
that guy.
hilarious. Yeah,
He's funny.
he came in a full UFC fight kit last Monday. It was
Really?
great. Yeah,
That's so good.
I talked about him on just did Rogan's podcast. It might be coming out today. And we talked about him, and we talked about the Caroline from North Carolina.
She is a killer.
oh yeah.
They both are. I was talking about how nervous I get for people that I like when
I love that girl.
they go up again. Like, it's like, come on, it's tough. You know, it's a tough gig to follow your best minute and then your second best minute, and you know, it's a tough position to be in because everybody has a best minute. Even Bill Burr has a best minute. You know, Louis has a best minute. Chappelle has a best minute. So then it's like, well, how do you follow that? Your reputation precedes you, and especially when you're dealing with a girl that we met when she was 16 years old. You know, or a guy
I just
that
like how
has a progressive disease. Things can get worse.
I just like how much and how well she and her mom rolled with all of the jokes that we did in San Francisco. Like everything, like they were laughing at everything and they were just great sports. And then she chose her moment on the panel for Kill Tony Mania. We finally set her up and she killed it that like one time she spoke. It was great.
Yeah, I didn't want to put too much pressure on her, and yeah, that was the good moment to do it. And yeah, I didn't want to say like, hey Caroline, what do you think about this? You know, if she had something, I wanted her to just jump in, but yeah, that was a good moment. She did it. Tough position.
All right, another question from My Mojo is dope. Would you rather, whenever you have sex, can't get the image of Ari's Jew clam out of your mind, or would you rather get your face sit on by Aphrodite every time you take a shit?
What?
So either every time you have sex,
Obviously, the Aphrodite with the shit.
you'd have her sit on your face every time you shit instead
Yeah.
of seeing Ari's butt
Instead
when
of
you
ruining
fuck.
sex for the rest of your life,
That's true. That's a good one.
making shitting better.
Okay. Would you okay? How about this? Okay. Would you rather always get caught by your dad when you masturbate, or always catch him when he masturbates?
Always catch him when he masturbates.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
it's a
it's probably way
leverage
less
move, right?
often.
Yeah, and you also go. He can't really talk shit to you when you've caught him in like vulnerable
And it'd
situations.
probably be kind of funny to catch your dad masturbating.
It'd be awesome.
Oh,
Dad, what are
man.
you doing over there?
Oh, man.
This is my private time. All right, since
what-
you have to do it every time, it's like, gotcha again, Dad.
It becomes a sitcom. Dad.
After a
What
few
part is it
times,
this time?
yeah. After a few times, he's probably gonna be like, "I'm never masturbating again." I know how he does it.
That's true. That's
Papa
true.
trash can.
Papa trash can.
They want to know when the next
can.
Oscar.
Dad man.
dad band. When's the next movie fights appearance? That's a call.
That is so
Is that
funny.
even still a podcast?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's still going. I just did a voiceover gig for Screen Junkies, and my buddy Billy, who's over there, he's like, yeah, don't bring up your movie fights when you come in.
Oh man. Ask Janice about her new boobs.
Yeah, we covered
You
that.
got that.
Yeah.
Let's see.
We are changing highways now. About to hop on to the.
Jumping on 76, which is also Interstate 80, which runs from New York City all the way to San Francisco. Interstate 80.
Yeah, that's wild. Is that one of the big I-80 and I think I-70 is probably some of the biggest highways in the country. I-70 runs all the way through Kansas and Colorado, and yeah.
Question for Janice. Last one. What's a good habit of Brian's that we'd least expect?
He's always early to things.
Man, that's good.
That is very true. He's always he's always smoking and ready for us. He's always like downstairs.
Yeah.
Like he'll send the text first in the group text.
God help us the day he quit smoking cigarettes. And turns out he's like Jeremiah, just 7 minutes late for everything.
I was
I like being
I was on
early.
time today.
because I've had to fucking whip you into shape, dude. Because now you have the fear of God in you.
Tony thinks he's got. No, I'm just kidding.
Duh.
The fear of Hinch.
Fun fact: God was born June 8th.
Same day Ghostbusters came out.
Same
last day
yeah.
at school.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Kanye West.
We are on a very special edition of Sax Talk today with Tony Hinchcliffe's mom, Joy. And she's going to share a story of any sexual encounter.
No, I'm not.
I don't know. And I'm going to play some sweet, sweet saxophone underneath. So whenever you're ready, take it away, Joy.
I'm not ever going to be ready.
You're not ever going to be ready?
Nope.
It can literally be any kind of story of a sexual encounter. It can be about a kiss. It could be about the night Tony was conceived. It can be anything.
There's just some there's just some things you just don't share.
All right.
I'm sure it was fun.
You're sure it was fun?
Oh hell yeah.
What was?
Nothing?
The night Tony was conceived?
Yes, of course. When are you going to start this?
It started.
Okay. I love you guys.
We love you.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
For what? For a sexual encounter?
For any sexual encounter. It can be any memory. It can be super innocent even.
Oh, I can't talk about the fun times.
You can't talk about it. But you got a sparkle in your eyes as soon as you said the fun
hell,
times.
I remember all of them.
You remember all of them. I mean, here. Joel, are we recording on the video camera? Okay, so what about whenever you were a teenager? Was there any times that you can go back to that you maybe would be comfortable talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Sure.
Sure?
Yeah, whatever you say, honey.
Okay. I'm ready for you.
Are you?
Yeah. How did you lose your virginity?
Oh, in the parking lot of General Fireproofing.
Okay, we're getting somewhere.
It was called Pull Out. Wendy came out 9 months later. I'm going to kick your ass, Jeremiah.
This is the best sex talk. So that was the story of how Tony's sister was conceived.
The first child, yes.
The first child.
My first time is what you asked me, right? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was the first time you got pregnant on the first time?
I did.
Did you really?
Yes.
Did you know that, Tony?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh, really? Oh, I don't know. We're just talking about me.
So what about Tony? How did Tony come about?
Oh, about 6,000 times later. Woo, doggy.
6,000 times later.
Oh, easy.
Easy.
Oh, God.
This is the best birthday gift I could hope for.
Oh, you're the best birthday
Thank you for
gift.
the ice cream and the cake and your spaghetti and your
I love
meatballs and
you.
the hospitality. I love you. You're so
I
sweet
love
for doing
you,
this.
Sweetheart.
You raised a good boy.
Yes, I did.
Looks like it's about to be 6,001.
Tony said it's about to be 6,001. This has been Sax Talk.
Yes, it has.
See, that's perfect. Go to TonyHinchcliffe.com for tour dates, as well as DeathSquad.tv for merch and any upcoming tour dates as well. Anything else to plug, guys, as we wrap up this episode?
I mean, we're all, let's face it, this is it's disguised as a Jeremiah Wonders Roadcast, but this is really a behind the scenes of Kill Tony episode, so I think we should just say exactly where we're going. It's San Antonio, Houston, Calgary, Vancouver. We're about to announce the next Kill Tony East in Venus de Milo. We're going back to those big ass lobster tails, guys.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
having us
prime
back.
rib.
We're also about to announce perhaps maybe something in Austin, Texas coming up for next year. So keep your ear close to the ground and buy tickets when they're announced. You know, a lot of people nowadays, because there's so much stuff going on and there's so many things happening, they like to wait to the last minute, but we really have, you know, we really do sell everything out, and there's always people that hit me up saying they waited too long and this and that, and if you wait till the day of, oftentimes you're left out in the dark. So attack and get the tickets, and you know, if you're a real fan and want to see the show, if you want to wait till the day of, wait till the day of. But
And Denver and Florida, we're sorry. We just don't know why we're not there.
Are we going to get there in 2020, do you think?
I think so. You know, it's not really up to us. I don't want to burn bridges with the incredible people over at Comedy Works who have me headline there every year or every other year or so. So, you know, I have very, very serious agents that don't want to fuck that up in Denver. It's a huge market. So we want to do it the right way. So if you're wondering how to get that done, if you're one of the people in Denver, you know, literally write to Comedy Works, write to put Wendy's name in it. Say, Wendy, somebody tell Wendy at the Comedy Works, you know, you have to let them know.
Be nice.
Because it's not up to us and it's not up to our agents. It's not like we could announce a theater in Denver and do it whenever we want, but you know, it's sort of a little bit more political than that. It's a big city, and one of the reasons why we get to work so much is because we don't burn bridges in those cities by sort of screwing them over. And we want to make a whole weekend out of it. I don't want to go to Denver just for one night. It's in the middle of nowhere. So instead of doing a theater with Kill Tony, I'd much rather do a whole weekend and have a bunch of super fun stand-up shows too. So we'll just do it the right way, and I'm sure that'll be in 2020. I'm 100% sure we'll be in Denver in 2020. Florida, you're a little bit more scattered. It's a little bit wonkier down there because all your major cities are so far apart from one another. So you're just going to have to be patient. But I did fall in love with Florida this past year. I had amazing weekends in Miami and West Palm Beach, and holy shit, I almost stayed. It's incredible.
We at Doral Billiards. That's one of our favorite places where we've ever played pool in anywhere. Like they stayed open until 4 or 5 a.m. sometimes. We played hours. It was great. Everything
about it, just the way those people live down in Miami, it's fucking incredible. Just mind blowing. The energy, the Cuban vibes. It's incredible.
And you can catch me headlining some venues. Chicago Zany Rosemont, January 2nd through 4th, and then I'm also going to be at the Detroit Shipping Company on January 5th. See me in Tahoe, January 16th. UC Santa Barbara on the 18th, and then we have Calgary coming up, as we said, and Buffalo, New York at Helium. I'll be there in February, as well as Syracuse, New York. So look out for that, and Albany as well. Cool, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Another episode of Jeremiah Wonders Roadcast. Talk to you soon. Love you guys. Bye.
We need to throw something at the camera. No.